I'm happy to be here with Sophie and Micky. I think we're just going to get ourselves started now, and I hope you enjoy what we've got prepared for you. I do encourage you to ask any questions you like on the chat, and if we don't happen to get to all of them now, we will come back and answer them to you directly if that's something that you'd like. Okay, so my name's Diana Ritchie. I'm here today as your host, as well as a participant in some way as well. I wanted to create this series of webinars because I'm quite inspired by the graduates that we have from the Sophrology online school. And so I'm very inspired about what everybody's been doing and the activities that they've gotten up to. So I started this series of live webinars, and I'm very happy to be diving a bit deeper today with Sophie and her program that she has with Micky. Just a bit of a background about me, about the school, about sophrology. Since 1990, the Sophrology Center Online was the first sophrology school in England, in English in the whole world. And then since 2012, in fact, we went online. Before that, we did it all, obviously, in person. But we've had a tremendous amount of success online because that allows us to be much more international and attract students from all over the world, and then watch them deliver and be successful in their own community, which is quite exciting for us. I've been teaching sophrology since 1990, and I'm very encouraged by the growing popularity of sophrology around the world. And certainly all of you being with us here today and from all over the world, it's even more encouraging as well. I think that part of the encouragement is that our students are from all over the world, and that allows them then to establish sophrology in their local communities, which is what we're looking to today. So really happy to see a lot of people from Australia. No doubt Sophie and Micky will recognize some of the cities that are happening there, because I don't know all of them. So in terms of the Sophrology Center online school, we're presently in the midst of finishing up one of the classes. They'll be graduating very soon as they complete their exam. We've got one class that's running midway through the program, and we're looking forward to welcoming new students for some more classes that will be beginning in September. And so we really hope that more people will decide to take up sophrology as an addition to their present career, or as even a new job. I'm going to put on the chat, in fact, some links. So if anybody is interested and wants to get more information, or in fact, if you want to just talk directly to me, I'm also putting in my email details, so you can also ask for more information on that. And of course, you can also be asking information from Sophie, because she knows a lot, and we've got lots of former students on our chat as well. I'll highlight a few of them in just a moment, okay? So that all works out well. Just a little bit about me. I already mentioned I'm a sophrology teacher. I'm also a master sophrologist, which means that I've studied the whole 12 levels of sophrology. The foundation course is level 1 to 4, and then 5 to 12 is the master's level. So I've completed that. I use sophrology in my own business. I do career coaching and entrepreneurial support and lots of training and upskilling. I do deliver sophrology to groups from corporates to associations, nonprofits. And I do enjoy very much having international clients. And equally, of course, I work here in Switzerland, which is where I'm established in Geneva. The best part is that sophrology is adaptable to all ages, and I've really had enormous pleasure at supporting lots of young adults with sophrology and in terms of discovering themselves and where they want to go in the future. So I'm looking to pull together a one-year program for 18 to 25-year-olds to support them with a multitude of tools. So again, if anyone's interested in that, just drop me a line. A little bit about what is sophrology. Sophrology comes from the words SOS, meaning harmony and serenity. The phren is spirit and consciousness, and logos is science. So in essence, it's the science of the harmony of the consciousness and the values of existence. So I call it's the harmonization of the consciousness. It's a lot of conscious awareness work that comes into sophrology, and it all happens through the body. So that's quite exciting. In Switzerland, in fact, sophrology is recognized by the complementary health insurance. So for us, that's a great thing. It was very much, Casado had developed it, and it took off in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, France, and French-speaking Belgium. So I always call it's the best kept French secret in the world, but we've now shouted it out loud in English, and people are starting to get to know it. So that's been a lot of fun. We use it here in Switzerland and in all sorts of areas and around the world, stress, anxiety, sports, lots of professional sports people use it, health, business excellence, pregnancy, working with children. Some of the schools have established it here. Annette, who's joined us, is quite big in that space, working with children in schools and sophrology. I, as I said, work with adults in corporates and young adults as well to support them. And Sophie as well will be is using it in her high performance and performance mindset. So there's lots of different applications for sophrology. Switzerland, like all the other countries, have had challenging times over the last few months. And I think people have discovered sophrology as another way of helping them become stronger and dealing with the stresses that we've had to endure over the last couple of months. As well as a Swiss, I'm a Canadian, and I follow the news closely throughout Europe and the whole world. And I know that the crisis itself has proven to be challenging for all of us. And it will take us some time to come back from this impact that it's had upon us personally, upon the world, and so on. But I think it is a continuous journey that we need to start taking forward to look after ourselves. So I'm very encouraged by the program that Sophie and Micky have put together. And I look forward really to sharing that with you in a few moments. So that's just a little bit about myself, about sophrology. You've got a few links there. I want to now just introduce to you Sophie and Micky so we can hear from them what their ideas and initiative is. Starting with Sophie. Sophie's a qualified sophrologist, equally trained with the Sophrology Center online. And she specializes in mental health and mind-body connection, as well as high-performance mindset. So that's what I was saying. Sophrology is quite well suited for all of that. In addition, Sophie's trained in meditation, in mindfulness-based stress reduction, the autogenic training, and she also is a yoga instructor in children's yoga, Kundalini yoga, as well as a life coach. Okay, so we really got a lot of experience there. If I want to now just describe to you a little bit Micky, who we're very happy to have recently met, and very excited that he's embracing our sophrology as we will be embracing his fitness. So Micky White is a motivational speaker, emotional coach, professional boxer, and owner and founder of Micky's Fitness, which is in Melbourne, Australia. And in fact, I'm going to be now just putting into the chat for you Micky's website, as well as Sophie's website. So that way everybody has all the contacts that they need to continue this conversation, ask for more information, or even just support and follow, because we're all in this together. So let's just get started with a few questions to both Sophie and Micky. Sophie, perhaps we can start with you. Can you just share with us what motivated you to create a program with Micky?
Yeah, so I think my approach to Micky was, noticing in Victoria, we're in our second lockdown, and I really noticed this time around, we've gone into a stage 4, which means we only get 1 hour to go outside of exercise. And I noticed the mental impact that it's been having in our community, and, just speaking to friends and just even hearing people when you're out and about. I really felt a pull to use Sophrology, and I know we've got this fantastic tool, and to just sit at home and think about it was not going to work. So I know of Micky and Micky's Fitness in our community, and I know what a good community he's built, because people talk about that fitness centre, since for 9 years that I've been around here. So I approached Micky, and I sent an email thinking maybe they could run a Sophrology program from that after speaking with him, and we sort of started talking about our interests. We noticed that, we could develop something kind of a bit even bigger, using Sophrology, using the tools that Micky brings, from the fitness industry, from the motivational side of things. And that's how it all started. And so now we've put together an 8-week program.
Fantastic. And maybe you could just share with us what that program is going to look like.
Yeah, so we're running through 8 weeks of Sophrology, dealing with, the first thing is a mood lifting, and that's the session or the exercise that we'll be doing in today's call. So working on inner happiness and creating a calm, alert mind, relaxed body. Micky's tools will then, they will complement everything that we do in the Sophrology session, from the mindset to the fitness. And I think Micky can speak better towards what he's going to bring into the different sessions. But we're looking at complementing the Sophrology with practical tools and things that it doesn't matter where you are at the moment, whether you're physically fit, whether you're unmotivated, mentally, physically, it's going to meet you where you're at. And that's the approach we're taking. And, we want it to benefit everyone. Anyone who wants to make a difference, who's not feeling great right now, or needs, they've been thrown out of their routine, businesses are not running. I've spoken to so many clients and personal, friends about what's happening. And I think everyone's feeling, like this time affected us. So anything that can change how you're feeling, I think is going to be a benefit.
Well, that sounds really great. And I'm very curious, in fact, Micky, why did you choose to bring Sophrology over mindfulness or meditation or other mental health modalities into your fitness program?
After doing a few sessions with Sophie, I've seen the benefits in it already. Just making that connection with your body and the thoughts that you're thinking and you're feeling. It's such a great program. And the session that Sophie's going to run through with everybody today, I've done that one with Sophie. I feel as though it's going to massively impact the community and help everybody lift their emotions and the feelings to a whole new level.
That's great. And what will you be delivering from your side, from the fitness side?
I'll be working on the mindset side, but also I know you've promised me, Diana, you're going to do 20 push-ups by the end of this. So we're going to get people in, because we're not sure who's going to come into the program, so we're going to cater the program to suit all fitness levels. And the whole idea is just to gradually do that a little bit more every day, week by week, over the 8 weeks, just stepping up, just day by day, just so everyone's starting to feel good about where they are, but where they're going as well, and just gradually improving the strength, the fitness, the endurance, and the mindset.
And as a motivational guy, I imagine you're going to be able to get people off their chairs. Yes,
I've got a good way of doing that. So we're hoping to see you up off your chair by the end of the session.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm also, from speaking with you, I understood that you've got some certain sort of tools yourself that you've used in terms of motivation and change of mindset that has supported you throughout your professional boxing career and also as an entrepreneur. I know for sure that during the pandemic, I, like many other people, have felt isolated and quite restricted in where I'm living. And from my experience, I know how important it is for people to, to change their emotional state, their perception, their mindset. And, through sophrology, of course, we spend time in the present moment doing our exercises. And then we spend a lot of time being aware of the positive. And Sophie is going to share with us today one of a happy moment exercise. But I know that you've got other tools that you've used to be able to help shift your emotional state. Could you share that with us?
Yeah, I've used numerous things over the years, and one of the tools I've used is the incantation, which is a little bit different. If people have heard of affirmations before, an incantation is you use your physiology more, you use your emotion when you're using it. So it's just a clump of words put together. And one of the ones I used a while ago when I wasn't in a really good place with business and emotionally, to help us start to change the way I was thinking and feeling, was I control my thoughts, emotions, and actions, and I direct them to improve the quality of my life. And this was an incantation that I used over and over and over again, and really cemented it into my body and into my mind. And I used to use it all the time, and it had a massive effect on the way I felt, but also materially, the business improved massively. My relationships improved massively over the time when I was using this, and I still use it to this day. So if I'm driving the car, I'll repeat it to myself. If I'm standing in line in the supermarket, I'll use it. I'll use it when I'm exercising. And there's just that repetitive over and over again, but you're using emotion in your body when you're saying it as well, and it just cements it deeper into your subconscious mind, and it's more powerful.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I've shared those words on the chat. I think that's beautiful. And just when you say it, you can feel it in your body. You can feel yourself resonating with it. You don't need to initially believe it, right? Because sometimes your mind is going, yeah, that's not true. But that's not the point, is it?
No, I remember when I first started using the incantation, I didn't quite believe it. I didn't realize that thoughts, emotions, and my actions were going to create the reality that I've been able to create over the last 5 years. But now I believe it. Now those words they're real to me. When I say them, I believe it. I have Diana use another incantation.
Right. Yeah.
That one, it was I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. And the same with those words as well. When I first started using it, I didn't believe it. So when I was saying them out to myself, when I was saying them out loud, or if I was just saying them in my head, there was no conviction there. But repeating it over and over again, it just becomes a belief, and it's a belief. Now I can shout that out into a whole room of people and be totally comfortable and confident in what I'm saying with them. It's quite powerful.
Well, that's wonderful. I think I'm going to start using that as well. So thanks for sharing that with me. Thank you. I think, the fact that you're combining forces to do this in terms of the mind, body, and the fitness, I think that's really great, because now with the position that most people are in, it's not just one or the other. It's not just, let's get emotionally and spiritually and mentally well, but also we've got to look after the fitness side. It's sort of the whole holistic part of everything. Perhaps you could just talk to me a little bit, Sophie, about what is that mind-body connection that you're speaking about, and perhaps how can people get started with that?
Yeah, so, in sophrology, we always term it as the mind-body connection, and it's really about noticing the thoughts and then noticing the physical sensations that are happening in your body when you have a thought. The more, it's a practice, so it's like building a muscle. So the more you practice, you know, understanding what you're thinking and taking a pause and noticing how the body's feeling, you start to connect the mind and the body. And that's what we're trying to get at by saying, you know, mind and body connection. And I think I love this saying, you know, so within, so without. So within, whatever you're thinking within, that's generally what you're seeing happening without you, you know, not without you, but in your environment around you. So I think it's really important to start noticing what you're thinking, and how you're feeling will come with that. So if you want to change how you're feeling, it's really, you know, I'm going from the head, the mind, and coming into the body. And once you can notice how the body's feeling in response to the thought, that's when we can change it. So in this current situation, helping people, you know, with sophrology, and then the physical movement, you know, releases chemicals into the body. And I know the difference, you know, in being in isolation. You know, I love physical fitness, and that's why I've sort of chosen to take sophrology into the sports, into the professional sort of elite sort of area. And it's made such a difference. It's made a big difference to me in how, so going into isolation, it's being thrown out of routine and trying to stay on track with that without the mindset being healthy. You know, the body's not feeling good. So I can feel that in my body, and it's just having that connection to understand what to do next. And I think that's, with this program, that's what we want to give everyone. We want to give them a really good understanding of what they're thinking and how they're feeling and how they're related. And the more you choose to look at that, the less you react to things that happen in your life.
Fantastic. And that truly is the power of sophrology, is that harmonization between the mind and the body and the spirit, and, you know, getting into the body. So I think perhaps now could be a great time, Sophie, to guide us through a sophrology exercise, so we can actually feel our bodies and understand, well, have an experience as to what it's going to be like. So perhaps you could just explain what you're going to do, and I'll let you do it.
So what I'm going to get everyone to do on the call, if you could just think of a happy moment in your life, and it could be something as simple as someone smiling at you. It could be someone saying something really nice that makes you feel good. It could be an experience that you've had in the past. And we're going to take that happy moment and we're going to bring it into our present day. So understanding that whatever you're thinking, your body is always present. So if you're thinking of something from the past or the future, you're actually bringing that into your body right now. During our exercise, you're just going to be sitting in a relaxed state, closing your eyes. I'm going to get you to release some tension, and we're just going to notice the different parts of our bodies, and I'm going to guide you through that. So the idea is, at the end, is understanding how a happy feeling is in your body and where you feel that. So if you practice this over and over again, you get the experience of a happy feeling no matter what's going on for you.
It's one of my favorites, so look forward to it.
Okay, so do you want me to just go straight in and begin?
Yeah, go straight in and begin.
Okay, so if I can get everyone to just close your eyes, find a relaxing place to sit. If you can, put your palms on your thighs, sitting comfortably. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. This exercise is called mood lifting. And just close your eyes so that you can concentrate better on yourself. And relax into your chair, finding a comfortable position. And if during the exercise you want to move or open your eyes, it's fine too. Just make sure you're comfortable and relaxed. I'm going to start with just asking you to notice the sounds outside the room, the sounds inside the room, and the sounds from your own body, your breathing or your heartbeat. And welcoming those sounds as being part of life without trying to work out what they are. And then with your eyes closed, focusing inside, I'm going to speak in the I form. I become aware of everything that's happening in my hand, my right hand. all the physical sensations in my right hand, as if it's the first time I've noticed I have a hand. Become aware of my thumb, my index finger, my middle finger, my ring finger, and my little finger. I become aware of the back of my hand and the palm of my hand, my wrist, my forearm, my elbow, and my upper arm. I become aware of the whole of my right arm. And then I focus on my left hand. Everything that's happening in the left hand. My thumb, my index finger, my middle finger, my ring finger, and my little finger. I become aware of the back of my hand and the palm of my hand, my wrist, my forearm, my elbow, and my upper arm. I become aware of the whole of my left arm, and I compare it with my right arm. I compare the weight of each, the temperature of each, and the size of each. And then I focus on my right foot, everything that's happening in my right foot, as if it's the first time I've noticed I have a foot. I become aware of my toes, the sole of my foot, top of my foot, my ankle, my lower leg, my knee, and my upper leg. I become aware of the whole of my right leg. And then I focus on my left foot with curiosity and wonder. I become aware of all the physical sensations. And then I focus on my toes, sole of my foot, the top of my foot, my ankle, my lower leg, my knee, and my upper leg. I become aware of the whole of my left leg, and I compare it with my right leg. I compare the weight of each, the temperature of each, and the size of each. And now I focus on my head, all the physical sensations in my head. I become especially aware of my forehead, everything that's happening in my forehead. And then in my eyes, all the tiny muscles in and around my eyes and the space between my eyes. I become aware of my nose, the air that's going in and the air that's coming out. My mouth and jaw. I become aware of my ears, everything that's happening in and around my ears. And then the back of my head. I become aware of my neck and throat. Again, as if it's the first time I've noticed I have a neck and throat. And then further down to my shoulders, my chest area, everything that's happening inside the chest, the space, all the organs inside the chest. And then I move down to the middle part of the body, the stomach area. I become aware of all the organs inside, all the sensations and feelings inside. And then further down to the lower abdomen, the hip area. And again, awareness of all the physical sensations, the heat, the cold, the tingling, the weight, everything that's happening. And then I become aware of my back, all the muscles down my back to the base of my spine. Then I become aware of the whole of my body, the weight of my body, the temperature of my body, and the size of my body. And then I breathe out fully, emptying my stomach and lungs. I breathe in fully through the nose and hold my breath, and I tense the whole of my body. So tense my face, my neck, my shoulders, my hands. Tense, 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 and release. As I release, just spend a few moments breathing out, releasing, relaxing, and letting go. And then just notice the body and all the physical sensations that are now happening in my body. This is called an integration pause. And just by noticing what's happening, we become present in time, and we become more present and therefore more integrated between the mind and the body. And now I'm going to become aware of the colors of the rainbow. Starting with the color red, everything becomes red, as if I'm looking through a red filter. Become very aware of the color red and the physical effects on my body, the effects on my mind, and then I become aware of the color orange, bright, juicy orange. And then the color yellow, yellow like the sun. Becoming aware of the color yellow as if you're looking through a filter. And then green, green like the color of nature. Become very aware of the color green in my mind and in my body. And then blue, like the blue of the sky. Then I become aware of the color indigo. Indigo like the sky at night, or the color of a dark grape. And then violet, very aware of the color violet. And then I become aware of my breathing. I breathe in fully into my body, as if my whole body is breathing. And then an integration pause once again. I become aware with curiosity and wonder about the physical sensations that are now happening in my body. And now I'm going to think of a time, whether today or yesterday, where I felt happy. Maybe I saw something nice in nature. Maybe I heard some lovely music. Maybe somebody smiled. Something that happened that made me feel happy. And I'm going to relive this moment of happiness as if it's happening right now. Notice the colors, the sounds, the smells, as if I'm really there. And I notice where happiness is in the body. What are the feelings? What are the physical sensations in your body right now when I'm thinking of this happy moment and living this happy moment? And I let go of that happy moment and I just concentrate on the physical sensations within the body. Just noticing where they are, what it feels like. And then I think of another happy moment that happened recently, where I felt really happy. Maybe something else I saw. Maybe somebody said something nice. Maybe I heard something on the radio or television that made me smile. And I relive this happy moment, noticing the colors, the sounds, the feelings, the smells. And again, I notice the happy feeling within the body, the physical manifestations of happiness within the body. What does the body think of when it's thinking of something happy? And I let go of that happy thought. And I just focus on the physical sensations within the body. And just allowing these happy sensations within the body to spread and grow and permeate the cells of the body. And now I'm going to focus again on my breathing, as if the whole body is breathing. And then an integration pause again. Just awareness of everything that's happening now within the body after having done the exercise. now I'm going to focus on my feet, and I'm going to start moving and stretching my feet in a way that I feel like moving and stretching, and allow the movement to come up through the legs, so that the legs moving and gradually allowing the movement to come up through the body, so that the body moves and stretches and expresses itself in a way it feels like expressing itself. And I take all the time that I need, and when I'm ready, I open my eyes. And if you have a notepad or a pen handy, just writing down your experiences and just a couple of lines of the physical sensations that you would have felt through the exercise, what you noticed in your body through that exercise. And this way, when we're writing things down, we start to integrate what is actually what you're feeling in your body, and you're taking it out of your mind, and you're really cementing the feelings and noticing. Thank you.
That was wonderful. I was right in there. No matter how many times you do the same exercise, that's the beauty of sophrology, is repetition, repetition, repetition. But no matter how many times you do it, it's always as if for the first time. Yeah. These are our sophrology attitudes. So, I thoroughly enjoyed that. So thanks very much. If there are any questions about anything at all, please add them to the chat. We're going to talk a little bit more, but we're very happy to as well address anybody's questions, or even if you want to share what your experience was like through that exercise, we'd be happy to hear from you as well. So go ahead and share that with us. I just want to maybe come back to what your thoughts are around what you're doing, and why this is all, why you got into creating this wonderful program. And so perhaps you could just talk about this. I'm putting to Micky, in fact, in terms of routines. Often anything that to do with fitness is about changing behavior, and as we know, changing behavior is a science. What ideas would you have around that this program would support, but also just advice from you?
Be kind to yourself would be my first bit of advice. Be your own best friend and coach, and start small, especially if you've not been doing anything. And maybe you might have to carve out some time, might be just 2 or 3 times a week, and block that time off in your diary, and make it important. Speak to the people in your family, if you've got a partner, and just say, look, I really need this time to spend on myself, to start moving my body, to do the sophrology work. And it's going to take time and effort, because we're going to keep reverting back to old programs. So what we need to do is carve out that time and just create a pattern, create a habit, and just the more we do it, the more it's just going to become automatic for us. With the way of with our habits, yeah, we've just got to create those habits for ourselves. We don't have to think twice about it.
And so, do you think your program is spanning an 8-week time frame? Do you think that would be enough time for people to get into a new habit?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you start seeing the positive effects of the work that you're doing on yourself. Because once you start to get a glimpse of feeling better and not reacting to certain things in certain ways, you're going to want to start to do it. And hopefully by the end of the 8 weeks, you're going to be addicted to, not in a bad way, in a good way, addicted to the exercises, addicted to the new ways of thinking and feeling, and it'll become part of your life.
And so are you planning, this question could go to you, Sophie, are you planning to record your program? So is that something that people could repeat time and time again for themselves?
Yeah, so how we're planning to do this is through when people, come into the program, we have a community and a group set up. So we will go live once a week with the sophrology session for that week, and Micky's tips and his tools that he'll be giving for that week, which like we've said will coincide with what I'm doing. And then if you miss the live recording, you will have access during that week. And you can always go back, even if we're in week 3 and you feel like doing the mood lifting from week 1, you can go back and do that. It's really about the practice. It's really about building those muscles, you know, those mental muscles, building those new pathways within your brain. And the more you practice that, you know, on a science level, the more you practice building a new thought and a new pattern, or a new behavior, a new feeling in your body, the more that becomes who you are going to be. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at reprogramming, basically, from a physical level and a mental level.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And what would you say to people who are like, you know, I'm feeling a bit complacent, lethargic, can't quite get myself to, you know, well, you know, we have throughout all of this felt a little bit set back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit hesitant and not quite sure. What would, you know, I don't know, perhaps Micky could start answering that, and then you could as well, Sophie. What advice would you give to people with your program, but otherwise just general motivational, what could we be doing?
Like I said before, just start small, get outside, go for a walk in nature, let yourself absorb the trees, the air, everything around you. And some people might even feel like doing that at the minute. Me and Sophie were talking yesterday about ways that you could get people motivated that maybe don't even want to start exercising, maybe eating junk food, not exercising, and then maybe in a negative spiral with the way they're thinking and feeling as well. And we're talking about using your imagination and just imagining and feeling a little bit better, thinking some good positive thoughts. Imagine exercising and feeling great from the exercise. And once we start putting those positive programs in there, we're probably going to be more inclined and want to start doing some of the practices that we need to do to feel better. Because if we keep doing the same thing, we're going to keep creating the same results. So we've got to change the way we think, the way we feel, and our daily habits. And this is going to help change our results.
Wonderful. And one step first, right? Just take the first step, and then the rest will follow. Yeah.
And the program's designed to meet you where you're at. So if you're not feeling great, you know, there's, you know, sophrology attitudes are no judgment. You know, our first attitude is, you know, having no judgment. You know, we meet you where you're at. Every session is unique to you because we're all coming from a different place when we're doing something new. So, you know, we're really hoping that we, you know, can show that we've got the empathy and we've got the right attitude to just, you know, help people progress from where they're at, no matter where that is.
That's wonderful. And I like, you know, I mentioned earlier, and you just mentioned again, the 4 key sophrology attitudes are no judgment, you know, no judgment of yourself and no judgment of others. And I think for me, that's a beautiful place to start, to say, you know, no matter what I did in the past, you know, I can move forward. And I'm not going to sort of hold myself back by judging that. And the other one is with curiosity and wonder, you know what I mean? As if for the first time, you know, what is, you know, the whole world now feels like as if for the first time, I have to admit. Every time I go into a supermarket, it's like, you know, this is a new time, you know. So how we're sort of dealing with mind-body experiences or exercising or working, you know, all online, interacting, socializing, everything now is as if for the first time. So I think somehow, you know, you have no choice but to see it as if for the first time. So I would embrace that as a nice mindset. And then the next one is truly just put into brackets, even if you think, oh, my previous experiences with meditation, I couldn't sit still. This isn't the same thing. You know, sophrology is dynamic. We will be standing, you will be sitting, right, Sophie? You'll be
moving
things.
Yeah.
And the same for Micky, you know, even if you say, okay, I haven't really kept up with some kind of fitness program and I'm sure I'll fail at this one, don't go and get into that. Put that aside and say, this is you know, if I don't have that as a mindset, let me go in and see what comes out of this one. And then finally, repetition, which you've mentioned a lot, you know, and I think for me, if nothing else, that truly is the best part, is to say, you know, focus on something positive and do that more and more often. The more you spend, more parts of the day that you spend in a positive space, the more positive you will feel. And working, you know, being in nature, as you say, Micky, and focusing on your mind and body, as you say, Sophie, as well, is really a good way to just spend more bits of your day feeling good and feeling happy and feeling that in your body. So I really want to congratulate you guys for doing this. I look forward to hearing the progress and the experience in the news. I think we've done a wonderful job just sort of sharing everything with everybody, but if anyone does have some questions, we're happy to answer those. But I also welcome people to have a look. We're going to do more live webinars, and we may even come back to Sophie and Micky after the program and see what they've learned, because that's also fun for everybody to experience. So perhaps I just let you, Sophie, add some final words, and Micky as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited about bringing this, you know, to Victorians right now. But you know, we're sort of opening this up globally as well as a collaboration, you know, between fitness and mental health. I don't think we have enough of that. And I think the idea that we have to work together and get this out to the public is something that could be, you know, everywhere, not just, you know, in Victoria. It's something that could be applied anywhere across the world. So we're very excited and looking forward to starting it. So it starts on September the 10th. There's also another global summit, which I've been asked to be a presenter on, and that will be coming up as well. So through our social media pages, we'll be sort of showing that, and this actual webinar will be part of that presentation. So if anyone missed it this time around, it will be going out to another big global audience as part of, it's called Living an Enlightened Life, and it's coming back from COVID. And it's all about post-COVID. You know, we're not focusing on COVID because we want to focus on feeling good and getting ourselves out of what is happening right now and moving forward from where we are. No matter what you're feeling, we can take a step forward. You know, and it's just the mindset, and it's moving the body.
No, I think that's lovely. I think that's lovely. And I want to thank all of you for coming and joining us today. You will get access to the replay. I think it's just, you know, lovely to be sharing all this with everybody, and that you've come from all different parts of the world. So I say thank you, and wishing everybody a lovely rest of your day or evening, and good luck with everything. So thank you, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.
I think we've lost Micky, so I'll say bye on Micky's behalf.
Yes, we say hi right on Micky's behalf, and he's probably gone doing his push-ups already. I'm going to be right
he's doing some burpees in the back.
Exactly. Here we go. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.